Very good evening. We'll start soon. Just give me a minute. Hi everyone. I hope each one of you is fine. We are going to start in a minute. Please be there. Sorry for delay. Just had some urgent work. I hope each one of you is fine. I hope everyone, yes, everyone kind of has joined. Thank you for being there in time. Just in a minute, we are going to start, all right? Hi. So yes, some more have joined. Some more have joined. Blur, is it? Blur? Let me refresh if it is blur for others also. Is it blur for others? Lagging. I hope it is fine now. I hope it is fine now. Right? Good. So let's move ahead. Let's begin. Welcome each one of you. A very good evening to all of you. Aditi, Santana, Sanidhya, Jatin, and others. I hope each one of you is able to hear me. Right? I hope each one of you is able to see me, hear me, and see the slide. Right? Everything should be fine. So let's begin. Let's begin. Warm welcome to all of you. So let's begin. So everyone, please pay attention here. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is always equal to pi by 2. Of course, x should be between -1 close to 1 closed. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is also always equal to pi by 2 for all real values of x. And sec inverse x plus cosec inverse x is always again equal to pi by 2 for every x belonging to -infinity to -1 closed union closed 1 to infinity. That's it. Now we can just quickly check it. What about x equal to half and x equal to -half in this case? So sine inverse half is what? Pi by 6. Cos inverse half is what? Pi by 3. It leads me to pi by 2. What about this? Just a minute. Yeah. What about this? Sine inverse -half is what? Minus pi by 6. Cos inverse -half is what? 2 pi by 3. So it would again lead me to what? Pi by 2. Right? Now let me consider x equal to 1 and x equal to -1. All right. I hope it is not blur anymore. Or is it blur? It's fine, right? Clear, right? All right. Thanks. So everyone, please pay attention here. Pay attention here. What about x equal to 1 and x equal to -1? Just for example, I'm doing tan inverse 1 is what? Pi by 4. Cot inverse 1 is what? Pi by 4. So it becomes pi by 2. Tan inverse -1 is what? Minus pi by 4. Cot inverse -1 is what? 3 pi by 4. So again pi by 2. Now let me take example of x equal to 2 and x equal to -2. So what about sec inverse 2? Sec inverse 2 is pi by 3 and cosec inverse 2 is what? Pi by 6. Again pi by 2. Sec inverse minus 2 is what? 2 pi by 3. And cosec inverse minus 2 is what? Minus pi by 6. So it becomes pi by 2 again. So let me take a quick poll. In case there is doubt, please ask. You have to remember these formulae by heart. All right. So this is what it is. And we are going to do quite many examples based on this. All right. So in case there is doubt, please ask. Yes, these are properties. These are properties. And these are standard results. You have to remember them. Just a minute. Let me switch off some lights so that it's better now. All right. Thanks for participation in poll. Let's move ahead. And try to participate in poll so that, it gives some idea that, okay, how is everyone feeling like that. So many more have joined in, since I have joined, many more have joined. So please try to join in time, otherwise you would miss something. All right, this is definitely the first slide, but then from first slide onwards you should be in time so that you don't miss anything. All right, so many have joined later. Please try to join in time. All right, now what about this? Sine inverse of cos pi by 8. How can I solve this? I can solve this as pi by 2 minus cos inverse of cos pi by 8. Right? Why? Because sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. So sine inverse x I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Right? So it becomes, hey, everyone, please pay attention here. No issues, no issues, no issues. No issues, no justification is being asked. I mean, I'm just saying try to be on time. That's it. All right. So sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is what? Pi by 2. All right. So sine inverse x I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. So this is what it is. And what about cos inverse cos pi by 8? It is pi by 8 only. Why? Because this pi by 8 lies between 0 and pi. Right? This pi by 8 lies between 0 and pi. So it becomes what? Pi by 2 minus pi by 8. What would it be? 3 pi by 8. So in case there is doubt, please ask. This is the main slide in case some of you have missed while joining late. All right. So this is the main slide. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. So as tan inverse x and cot inverse x. And sec inverse x plus cosec inverse x is also pi by 2 for appropriate input. All right. Let me take a quick poll. Okay, so that's how we solve. Yes. So this is like basic use of that property. A simple example for you to appreciate how would you use that. That's it. Right. So could you repeat that sum? No, I can't repeat because maybe you have joined late and I'm just joking. See, try to pay attention here. I mean, I'll repeat, but then such simple things, if we want to get repeated, it's not fair for other students. So sine inverse, see everyone, last time I'm repeating, please everyone pay attention. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is what? Pi by 2. So sine inverse x, I can always write as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x, right? So here it is sine inverse cos pi by 2. So what is other way? Other way is sine inverse. I can write cos pi by 8 to be what? Sine pi by 2 minus pi by 8. And now pi by 2 minus pi by 8 lies between what? 0 and pi by 2. So it lies between 0 and pi by 2, right? In fact, it lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So it will be exactly pi by 2 minus pi by 8. And you get 3 pi by 8. That's it. Or you can use that property. Sine inverse x I can write as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Khatam. So cos inverse of cos pi by 8 is what? Pi by 8. Pi by 2 minus pi by 8, 3 pi by 8. I hope everyone is now fine, including Ganesh. So Ganesh, I just repeated for you. I hope everyone is fine, right? And those who joined late should also be fine, right? So where is Ganesh? All right, fine. Try to join in time here. Today is the first time I got late for any session. I try to be on time in general. All right. So today got busy with some things. All right. So here we go. 3 pi by 8. Simple, right? Now what about this? Tan inverse of cot 5 pi by 8. So I can write this as what? Pi by 2 minus cot inverse of cot 5 pi by 8. Now 5 pi by 8 lies between 0 and pi. 5 pi by 8 lies between 0 and pi. So cot inverse of cot 5 pi by 8 will be what? 5 pi by 8 only. Cot inverse of cot 5 pi by 8 will be 5 pi by 8 only. So it becomes what? It becomes minus pi by 8, and that's our answer. That's our answer. All right. So let me take a quick poll again. In case there is doubt, please ask. In case there's any doubt, please ask. So same, tan inverse x I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus cot inverse x. Khatam, right? And this cot inverse cot 5 pi by 8 is what? 5 pi by 8 only, right? Because it lies between 0 and pi, right? Fine, thanks. And those who have joined today by any chance, it is very much requested that you go through the previous two sessions. Otherwise, it would be difficult for you to understand. Means you'll see everyone saying yes, sir, clear, sir, and all those things. But then it may be difficult for you. So those, in case anyone has joined for first time today, previous two sessions you must see to understand this. That's it. Yeah, it would be unnecessary demotivation for all of you. All of you means for those who have joined just for this session. So two sessions are already over of ITF. Please watch that, because the main sutras have been shared there, and rest are just properties and some details. That's it. All right. So why cot inverse cot 5 pi by 8 is 5 pi by 8 only. So that's, all those things have been shared. Now here, I can write this as what? Pi by 2 minus cos inverse cos 9. Now let me see how many of you get it right. You can write pi to be p, and that's fine. What about cos inverse cos 9? What about cos inverse cos 9? Remember, cos inverse cos x, we only deal with even integral multiple of pi. 4 pi minus 9. No. See, pi is roughly about 3.14, and I want output to be between 0 and pi, right? So 2 pi plus 9 to nahi hoga yaar. 2 pi minus 9 is right. 3 pi, we never use the odd integral multiple, right? Yeah, 2 pi minus 9 is right. 2 pi minus 9 is right. Good. So what about 2 pi? 2 pi will be roughly 6.28. And what about 9 minus 2 pi? It will be what? Roughly 2.72. So yes, it is between 0 and pi. It is between 0 and pi, right? So I can say it as pi by 2 minus 9 minus 2 pi. Sutra. That's it. So it becomes what? 5 pi by 2 minus 9. Khatam. So yes, 9 minus 2 pi is right. 9 minus 2 pi is the right. All right. So because I want answer to be between 0 and pi. So what about the commute? Commute means 2 pi minus 9. 2 pi minus 9 will be what? 2 pi minus 9 will be roughly minus 2.72. But cos inverse, output of cos inverse is what? Output of cos inverse is what? 0 close to pi close, right? So to make sure that my range, matches, that's it. So my output of cos inverse should always be between 0 close to pi close. That's it. I hope there shouldn't be any doubt. In case there is doubt, please ask. Let me take a quick poll. All right. Here we go. Clear, right? So who had asked? Yeah, okay, negative. Daksh is saying okay, negative. Commute Indranil. I hope Indranil is fine. Okay, right? So that's it. Sutras. Straight over sutra. Cos inverse cos x. I'll go for even integral multiple of pi. And then I'll just adjust such that my output is between 0 to pi. Khatam. Khatam. Right? All right. So in case there is doubt, please ask. And these are all previous, sessions sutra. If you are not clear with it, please revise it. That's it. You have to keep them at the back of your mind so that you can quickly do it. Khatam. Right? So thanks for participation in poll. Let's move ahead. So 5 pi by 2 minus 9. This is the same thing that we got, right? And 9 minus 2 pi. Same, right? That's it. All right. So how do we solve this? I can solve this by converting everything to just one, term. So cos inverse x I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. This is my cos inverse x minus sine inverse x is 0, right? So it becomes what? 2 times sine inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So that means sine inverse x is equal to what? Pi by 4. Now sine inverse x is pi by 4. Then what will be x? X will be sine pi by 4, which is 1 by root 2. Is it not? Yeah, 1 by root 2. Sahil, you are right. Animesh, you are right. And that's it. Right. So let me take a quick poll. Very simple, right? Just you have to use what? Cos inverse x minus sine inverse x. Basically, it is what? Cos inverse x equal to sine inverse x, right? So convert everything to one term. Cos inverse x you can write as pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Or you can even convert sine inverse x to be pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. That is all fine. So we can use elimination method using sine inverse plus cos inverse is equal to pi by 2. The same thing we have used, right? Sine inverse plus cos inverse is pi by 2. So cos inverse x I can write what? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Is it not? The same thing we have used. So also we can equate cos inverse x equal to sine inverse x. One solution. Yeah, that way also you can think. But in general, if it becomes more complicated, basically you would do like this. If you can directly think that way, yes, sine inverse x equal to cos inverse x. X has to be positive only. Why? Because otherwise, if x is negative, sine inverse x will give output in minus pi by 2 to 0. And cos inverse x will give output in pi by 2 to pi. So that means x has to be positive. And sine inverse x equal to cos inverse x, दिखता है, x should be 1 by root 2, that pi by 4 वाली value. So that way also you can do it. Or straightforward is just replace cos inverse x to be pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Khatam. Sine inverse x is what? Pi by 4. So x will be what? Sine pi by 4. Khatam, right? Yes, that's what first quadrant it would be, and that way also you can think. But then in general, if it becomes more complicated, this is your, Sahara. Sahara travels की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं. I mean, don't go and fly in the airplane. Sahara travels. But yes, this is your backing, and this is something that you can use and get answer quickly. That's it. All right. So thank you for your participation in pool. In case there's doubt, please ask. And yes, little you can interact like this. I mean, but yes, you have to open up. I mean, I would not know what is going in your mind, right? मतलब वो नहीं हो पाएगा, right? Either cos inverse x minus 2 sin inverse x equal greater than pi by 2. Again, convert it to any one term. So if I convert cos inverse x to sin inverse x, what would it be? Everyone, please pay attention here. So pi by 2 minus sin inverse x minus 2 sin inverse x. So it becomes what? This greater than pi by 2. So basically pi by 2 cancel out, right? So basically 3 sin inverse x less than 0, right? And sine, basically 3 will cancel out against 0. I mean, divide by 3 both sides, it's positive. So sine doesn't reverse. It remains the same. So sine inverse x less than 0. Now sine inverse x to be less than 0, x should be less than 0. And of course, greater than equal to minus 1, right? So this should be my answer, right? Because sine inverse x का curve is like this, right? We know this. कैसा होता है curve? So ये ऐसा होता है तो इस तरीके से होता है, right? Sine inverse x. So it is like this. When it is minus 1, we get minus pi by 2. When it is input is 1, sine inverse, so we get pi by 2, right? So this is sine inverse x versus x, right? So for sine inverse x to be negative, x has to be between minus 1 close to 0 open. That's it. In case there is doubt, please ask. Let me take a quick poll. एक तू ही भरोसा, एक तू ही सहारा. That song is there, right? Sahara mein. Sir, is NCERT sufficient for this chapter in JEE Main? Yeah, I am not, very much sure what's given in NCERT, what's not given in NCERT. But then for JEE Advanced, definitely it is not sufficient. For JEE Main, it may or may not be. All right. Thank you for your participation in poll. All clear ki bajaye, matlab, that's all right. Thanks for comment. But then, you should also see books. In my opinion, you can refer any standard book. But if you are targeting JEE Advanced, R.D. Sharma and all may not help. For JEE Main, I'm not sure. I have not used these books anytime. I have not even, referred them. So I'm not sure. You can go with any standard book. Maybe R.D. Sharma, if he has written for JEE Main separately, that may just be fine. All right. But then, I used just sheets and DPPs, right? Nothing much, nothing less. I didn't use as such any book as such. But then you should use. Why? Because in my time, nothing much craze of those things was there. I mean, so you should definitely use, right? What is your rank in advanced? I have graduated from IIT Madras, so you can guess accordingly. And coaching was, Bansal quota. That time it was the top, right? So, hey, everyone, please pay attention. Let's move ahead. So that's it. -1 close to 0 open is our answer, and it should be the answer, right? Excuse me. So, Bansal classes, coaching was Bansal classes. Should I start solving Singlish first or Vedantu material? Of course, Vedantu material first, because this is a part of a package, right? So you should go through the Vedantu material first, and then if time remains, then you should go for other things. So I was asking NCERT particularly for this chapter as very less direct questions come. Yeah, we may say that way, but then for JEE Advanced, definitely NCERT is not sufficient. All right, so that's it. So let's move ahead, right? All right, so here we go. Let me see how many of you can get it right. Let me create a hotspot, though it is not, because I have seen craze in solving problem among students. So yes, please go ahead and try it out. X is 0 open to 1 open, right? So Kamlesh is saying, how come 3 sine inverse X came there? I mean, how did it come there? We'll talk about it. I'll revisit that page. Kamlesh, don't worry. And I'll just mention it. Maybe you just missed, how we calculated. All right, good. Some 60% of you participated. Let me give, 15 seconds more. It's quite simple, right? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, all right, some 83% of you have participated. Let's see. So, some 52.5% of you have got it right. Others have not got it so right. So, no issues. Please pay attention. And yes, let me help Kamlesh out. It's a simple thing basically. Cos inverse x I have written as pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. And then minus 2 sine inverse x will be what? It will be minus 3 sine inverse x, right? Kamlesh, I hope it is clear. Cos inverse x is what? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse x, right? Kamlesh G. Clear? Okay. Oh, Daksh is saying extremely easy question. I'm so happy, Daksh, because the first class you attended, I was, I thought maybe so much. But yeah, you are quite intelligent. So yes, sine inverse x greater than cos inverse x, right? Convert anyone. Prefer, we may go for converting this. So it becomes what? Sine inverse x greater than pi by 2 minus cos sine inverse x. So it becomes what? 2 sine inverse x greater than pi by 2. So sine inverse x greater than pi by 4. Now sine inverse x is greater than pi by 4. X will be what? 1 by root 2, because sine inverse 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. And sine inverse x is increasing, just as sine x is increasing in minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So sine inverse x is increasing, right? So for sine inverse x to be greater than pi by 4, x should be greater than sine of pi by 4, so which is 1 by root 2, and it's strictly greater, so open here, right? And 1 closed. But here, 1 open they are talking. So ultimately my answer will be what? Why? Because they are allowing till 1 open only. My answer will be 1 by root 2 comma 1. I mean, both open. So B is the right answer. So let me take a quick poll. In case there is doubt, please ask. So I gave you opportunity to, flex your brain muscles, if you want to say that way. But then yes, can we also not write the equation as tan inverse x greater than 0? No, tan inverse x is not sine inverse x divided by cos inverse x. It is not like that. I think someone had asked it before. It is not like that. Tan inverse x is not sine inverse x divided by cos inverse x. It is not so. All right. So how 1 by root 2? Hey, sine inverse x is increasing, right? Everyone, please pay attention here. Again, sine inverse x is what? Something like this, right? So sine inverse x is increasing. So for sine inverse x to be greater than pi by 4, oops. For sine inverse x to be greater than pi by 4, that means x should be greater than 1 by root 2. Is it not? I hope it is clear. Musharraf Ji, right? Okay, understood, right? In the options, there should be a closed bracket. No. Here is strictly greater. So here open bracket, and here one open they have given. So open bracket. Is it not? Who had asked? Indranil. I hope it is clear. Indranil ji. Okay, Pratham, can we solve it by graph? You can think it by graph, but then ultimately this is how you would do it. At last, you can think possibly. But does the greater sign changes when we take one value to other side? No, Norman. I mean, this is basic of inequality, right? When we shift, I mean, if we are cross multiplying, then it may change. But then if we are just adding, subtracting, it would not, right? It would not, right? So I hope everyone is fine with it. So let's move ahead. Thanks for participation in poll, right? So I think it should be clear. That's it. So B is the answer as we had thought, and that's it. Simple, simple, simple. All right, just a minute. Now I want each one of you to solve it. Excuse me. I want each one of you to solve it. So, or pay attention here. Maybe I'll create, hotspot in some other question, because here option may not be so immediate. But then, wow, Animesh, yes, 1 to infinity is right. 1 to infinity is right. So what would you do? Tan inverse x, 10. Arey bhai sahab, tan inverse x greater than cot inverse x. I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus tan inverse x, right? So basically it becomes what? 2 tan inverse x greater than pi by 2, tan inverse x greater than pi by 4, right? And tan inverse x greater than pi by 4 means what? X greater than 1. So that means x belongs to 1 to infinity. Because tan inverse x is increasing, right? Okay, just a minute, some issue. All right, here we go. So what is tan inverse x? It is increasing, right? Just as tan x. So tan inverse x is increasing. I hope it is clear. No, one closed would not come, Saket. One open will come. Let me take a quick poll, because strict inequality is there. Is it not? So simple, eh? I mean, what is tan inverse x? It will be something like this. So ultimately it tends to pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, right? So it is increasing. So if tan inverse x is greater than pi by 4, pi by 4 idhar hoga. So x should be greater than 1. That's it, right? So thanks for participation in poll. Let's move ahead. In case there is doubt, please ask. So can you do it by substituting LHS? Yes, you can do. I mean, maybe you are trying to say that what if we do tan inverse x to be pi by 2 minus cot inverse x? We can do that way. And there we should remember that cot inverse x is decreasing. Cot inverse x is decreasing. So we can do it that way also. All right. So any other doubt anyone has? Okay, great. No. So let's move ahead. Sir, can we do this sum in other methods? Yes, you can possibly do in other methods, but this is the best method. This is the best method. It's straightforward, right? I mean, why would you want to do it by some other way if this is so straightforward? That's it, right? So, and this is the best possible way. Now, here we go. As I told you, right? In complicated equations, or it's not that complicated, but then you have to use that Sahara. That cot inverse x I can write as what? Pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. That's it. All right. Pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. So what you will do? Okay, you can do it this way also, or you could have gone. I mean, it's one and the same thing. You can do it this way, like tan inverse x whole square plus pi by 2 minus tan inverse x whole square is equal to 5 pi square by 8. Or you can use it this way. A square plus b square I can write as what? A plus b whole square minus 2ab. So using this you can write it is tan inverse x plus cot inverse x pi by 2 whole square minus 2 tan inverse x and cot inverse x. And cot inverse x you can write as pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. Pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. Any way you can use. Ultimately you will get the same expression. This left hand side and this left hand side is one and the same. All right. They are the same. All right. Just that you are approaching it differently. You are squaring here or you are using this. Same thing. Right. So other ways और tan inverse x plus cot inverse x का whole square. So it will be pi by 2 का whole square minus 2ab minus 2 times tan inverse x multiply by cot inverse x. This cot inverse x again I have written in terms of tan inverse x. खत्म. So if you expand, so you get a quadratic in tan inverse x, and you will get these two possible values, 3 pi by 4 and minus pi by 4. Now tan inverse x can never be 3 pi by 4. Tan inverse x can never be 3 pi by 4. Why? Because tan inverse x always belong to what? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So that means tan inverse x equal to minus pi by 4 is the only answer. And if tan inverse x is minus pi by 4, x is minus 1. Khatam, right? So I hope it is clear. Let me take a quick poll. I mean, ultimately you will get quadratic in tan inverse x, as you can see. And you know how to find root of quadratic. That much intelligent you are, right? Minus b plus minus root d by 2a, right? That's it. Can you show it in the other method? Which method? This you'll have to convert everything to one term, and this is how you convert. Cot inverse x you can put as pi by 2 minus tan inverse x, right? Or you can straight away put it, or use this other method, a plus b whole square minus 2ab wala. All right. So I hope it is clear, right? So thanks for participation in poll, right? So, and I mean, when we are doing 2 plus 3 equal to 5, let's not ask about other method and all. It's simple, right? So that's what I mean. Just put cot inverse x what pi by 2 minus tan inverse x, and then just square, or use a square plus b square as a plus b whole square minus 2ab, and ultimately cot inverse x again convert as pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. Same. Last line. Hey Harsh, tan inverse x turns out to be either 3 pi by 4 or minus pi by 4. Quadratic in tan inverse x, you can find value of tan inverse x using minus b plus minus root d by 2a wala method, right? Simple. You will get 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 4. Tan inverse x can't be 3 pi by 4. Because tan inverse x range is what? Minus pi by 2 open to pi by 2 open. I hope it is clear, Harsh. Right? That's it. Now what about this? Everyone please pay attention. Everyone please pay attention. Sine of 2 cos inverse x plus sine inverse x at x equal to 1 by 5. But yeah, let me do it this way, because otherwise I don't get to know the time. So sine of 2 cos inverse x plus sine inverse x at x equal to 1 by 5. Right? This is what I have been asked. So what does click? What clicks? So everyone, it should click that basically 2 cos inverse x I can write as cos inverse x plus excuse me, plus cos inverse x plus sine inverse x. I don't know, maybe this temperature is low. Right? I can write this way. So cos inverse x plus sine inverse x is always what? Pi by 2. Khatam. Right? So sine of this is what? Pi by 2 plus cos inverse x is the deal here, right? Now sine of pi by 2 plus theta is what? Sine of pi by 2 plus theta is what? Cos theta. This is equal to cos theta. So it becomes what? Cos of cos inverse x. So this becomes basically x only. Why? Because cos of cos inverse x is always x if x lies in its domain, and x equal to 1 by 5 is in its domain. X can be anything between minus 1 close to 1 close, right? So what would be my answer? My answer will be 1 by 5 only, right? So this basically is x only. And what would this be when x is 1 by 5? 1 by 5 only. That's it, right? So let me take a quick poll. In case there is doubt, please ask. Right? So this is, you can manipulate it in any other way, but this is the simplest way. I mean, cos inverse x, 2 cos inverse x plus sine inverse x, I can write like this, and this is what? Pi by 2. That is, input to sine is what? Pi by 2 plus cos inverse x. So sine pi by 2 plus theta is what? Cos theta. So this becomes cos of cos inverse x, which is x. Khatam. Right? Right? So that's it. That's it. Simple, right? So please explain one more time. Hey, we have used sine inverse x plus cos inverse x to be pi by 2. And sine of pi by 2 plus theta is cos theta. And cos of cos inverse x is x. I mean, simple यार कमलेश, is it not? मतलब इन फ्रंट सब आपके सामने ही है. मतलब मेरे को वापस रिपीट ऐसे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट अभी जब तक पोल चल रहा है एक बार देख लिया कि अच्छा हाँ 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 like that, right? So I hope it is clear, Kamlesh. Is it not? Clear, right? So thanks for participating in poll. So I wait for poll and for someone to ask doubt during this time. So those who want to see it for more time can just watch at it. अरे हाँ 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 हाँ, okay okay okay. होता है ना ऐसे ही है? Like that. So I think it's just so pi by 2 plus cos inverse x is equal to minus sin inverse x. No, 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 nothing like that. No, I mean it's nothing like that. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. So that means pi by 2 minus cos inverse x is sin inverse x. And pi by 2 plus cos inverse x, not minus sin inverse x. Nothing like that. Right? So I hope everyone is fine. Sanjana, I just replied to you, right? It is nothing like that. And again, let me repeat, tan inverse x is not sin inverse x divided by cos inverse x. Nothing like that is there. All right. That's it. So yes, 1 by 5. Now what they have done is, they have done it with this way. Whatever way they have used. I mean, 2 times they have done it like this and that. Anyway, you can go. That's it. Simple. Now, let me ask each one of you. Please see this expression carefully. What is the domain? Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x plus tan inverse x. What is the domain? Domain means all values of x which are allowed in this expression of x. Hey, you are so smart here, Tanmay and Rashi, and yes, -1 close to 1 closed. Correct. Intersection of each domain and any range. Lekin domain it will be excellent. Yeah, you are so smart. I mean, very proud of you. I mean, yes, domain will be what? Domain of this and this is what? -1 to 1. And what is domain of tan inverse x? It is all real values. But domain will be taken as intersection. So domain will be -1 close to 1 closed. Vishal, it will be -1 close to 1 closed. I hope it is clear. You are saying all real values, but now I hope it is clear. Because this is sin inverse x and cos inverse x. What is the domain? -1 close to 1 closed. Tan inverse x, all real values. But domain of whole this thing, I mean, of all the 3 terms combined, I mean, it would be what? Intersection, -1 close to 1 closed. Right? So that's it. And now what about the range? Let's check about the range. Why is sin inverse x plus cos inverse x plus tan inverse x? Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is always what? Pi by 2. It is always pi by 2. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is always pi by 2. Right? Always. Plus tan inverse x. Now, tan inverse x is what? Increasing function. So it will be minimum for minimum input and it will be maximum for maximum input. Right? So why maximum will be what? Pi by 2 plus tan inverse maximum input possible, which is 1. So it is what? Pi by 2 plus pi by 4. It is what? 3 pi by 4. And why minimum is when? For minimum input. Why? Because tan inverse pi by 2 is something constant. Tan inverse x is what? Increasing function. So it will be, plus tan inverse -1. So it will be what? Pi by 2 minus pi by 4, which will be pi by 4. So what is the range? Range is basically pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4, right? Range is this. In case there is doubt, please ask and let me take a quick poll. So domain should be clear. It is -1 close to 1 closed, right? Because in domain we take intersection, all right? And so sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is what? Pi by 2. So y is equal to what? Pi by 2 plus tan inverse x. And tan inverse x is increasing. So it will be minimum when tan inverse x is minimum, which is at x equal to -1. And maximum at x equal to 1. Khatam, right? Domain not clear. Hey, domain is simple, right? Sin inverse x ka domain is what? -1 close to 1 closed. Cos inverse x ka domain is what? -1 close to 1 closed. Tan inverse x ka domain is what? All real values. And when this kind of thing happens, we take intersection of domains and you'll get -1 to 1. I hope it is clear. Who had asked? अरे यार किन्होंने ने पूछा था? Yes, Sahil, I hope it is clear. Yeah, Sahil, right? So thanks for participation in poll. In case there is doubt, please ask. Simple, right? And there is a quiz awaiting all of you. So we need to know the range. To find range, you need to know the domain. that is there. You need to know the domain, right? All right. So here we go. Pi by 4 close to 3 pi by 4 closed. All right. So here, okay, it's not a quiz, but then let me make a hotspot. I thought it is a quiz, but then it's okay. Let it be hotspot. Simple. Let me give hint. Basically, sine inverse x plus cos inverse x plus tan inverse 2x. Range has been asked. First of all, you should be clear with domain. What is domain? Sine inverse x ka, cos inverse x ka, tan inverse 2x ka. Then you take intersection of domain, and that is the actual domain. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is always pi by 2. And tan inverse 2x is again increasing. Tan inverse x or tan inverse 2x, it is increasing, right? Because if you increase x, 2x also increases. So that way. Simple, straightforward. All right, let's begin. Range you have to answer. Please be careful. And tan inverse minus x is what? Minus tan inverse x. That you must already be knowing. And we did also, right? Kind of. All right, some 70% of you have participated. So let me give 15 seconds more. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So good, some 88% roughly participated till now. And 57% of you roughly got it right. I mean, let's now discuss it. So what about domain? Domain is what? Domain is x belongs to -1 close to 1 closed, right? Simple. Domain of this, domain of this, domain of this intersection, right? Okay, many are saying easy one, got it easily. That's good, that's good. But those who have not got it or those who have got it with difficulty, please pay attention here. All right. So domain is -1 close to 1 closed. Now what about range? Y is basically what? Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2 always plus tan inverse 2x. Now this is increasing. So if I put the minimum input, I'll get a minimum output. So range will be what? Range will be what? Minimum value will be pi by 2 plus tan inverse 2 times -1 -2 to pi by 2 plus tan inverse 2 times 1 2, right? Because tan inverse is increasing, right? Increasing function. So tan inverse -2 is what? We know this, right? Tan inverse minus x is what? Minus tan inverse x, right? So it is what? Pi by 2 minus tan inverse 2. Say pi by 2 plus tan inverse 2. Khatam, right? A is the answer, right? So let me take a quick poll still. Many of you are saying easy, but then, and in case there is doubt, please ask. That is more important. In case there is doubt, please ask. And in case there is some, some doubt which you feel, okay, I need to revise this part from previous session. So please do that. Please do that. After the session, before next session, please do all those revision. That's it. Simple chunk of questions. अरे बेइज्जती कर रहा ऐसा लग रहा है सर थोड़ा टफ क्वेश्चन पूछो सर हमारे लेवल का क्वेश्चन नहीं है सर All right. So thanks for participation in poll. In case there is doubt, please ask. All right. All right. A quiz nahi hai. It should have been quiz, but I don't know. They have given it like this, so I created hotspot. Right. That's it. Right. So here we go, and we get yes. A is the answer, and this is how we get it. That's it. That's it. All right. So now we move to something new. Right. New means subtopic. New subtopic, not new topic. As such. And yes. The inverse trigonometric function at 1 by x, right? So basically, please pay attention. Everyone, please pay attention. All right. So sine inverse 1 by x is always cosec inverse x. Mind it. Sine inverse and cosec inverse, same basket. So we talked about two baskets, right? One is about sine inverse, cosec inverse, and tan inverse. These are in one basket. Why? Because they roughly have the same, roughly have the same output or same range. And what about cos inverse, sec inverse, and cot inverse, right? So their output is roughly, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 with open bracket, close bracket, or 0 not included, whatever. And here 0 to pi is the, variant of 0 to pi is output. So they are like in similar basket. So sine inverse 1 by x is cosec inverse x, right? Cos inverse 1 by x is sec inverse x. Again, both are of same basket. Cos inverse, sec inverse. Sine inverse, cosec inverse. Now, tan inverse 1 by x is cot inverse x if x is positive. And if x is negative, it is minus pi plus cot inverse x. All right. So we'll discuss about it to get a feel of it. All right. But let me first, explain from the first point onward. So what will be the domain of this? Domain of this will be x belong to minus infinity to minus 1 closed union 1 close to infinity. What about this? The same domain applies for both. All right. And here, anyway, we have divided it x greater than 0, x less than 0. And of course, x can't be 0. Why? Because 1 by x is coming. Right. Now, on top of it, let me tell you, basically, sine inverse x, I can write as cosec inverse 1 by x. Similarly, cos inverse x can be written as sec inverse 1 by x, or you can see it as sec inverse 1 by x is cos inverse x, whatever. All right. So now let me ask you, what about domain in this sine inverse x equal to cosec inverse 1 by x? What will be the domain? Let's check it out. Please think, try to be precise, then, so with bracket you should answer. Sine inverse x is equal to cosec inverse 1 by x. So what all values of x can I allow? Think and answer. I mean, with brackets I want, Indranil. I mean, this goes to say that, I mean, you are quite right, but with brackets I want. Minus 1 closed to 1 closed. Quite right, but something is missing. Something is missing. I mean, some more thing you should either add or subtract, something like that. Excellent. Animesh, excellent. And hey, yeah, another person also, maybe wrong bracket by mistake they have put. Yes. So x is what? X belongs to minus 1 to 1, but not 0. And the same applies for this also and this also, right? So minus 1 to 1 close, but not along 0. Why? Because 1 by x term is coming, right? 1 by x term is coming. So yes, now many of you have got it right. Hey, Harsh, open bracket nahi hoga, close bracket hoga. Minus 1 and 1 are along, right? So I hope everyone is able to appreciate this. So we have covered these first 2 points. Now everyone focus on the third point. Tan inverse 1 by x is cot inverse x if x is greater than 0. And it is minus pi plus cot inverse x if x is less than 0. All right. Same can hold this way also. I can say it this way also. Please pay attention. Tan inverse x. Now what about cot inverse x? Let me use black only. Oops. Cot inverse 1 by x is equal to what? It is tan inverse x. Again, if x is greater than 0, it is inverse. Huh? I mean, I hope it is clear. Yeah. And it will be what? Pi plus tan inverse x if x is less than 0. All right. So ultimately you have to remember this, but what is a quick way to, really, in case you are confused, how to quickly readjust? I mean, how to quickly understand. First of all, everyone please pay attention. If x is negative, everyone please pay attention. If x is negative, cot inverse x will throw value between what? Between pi by 2 and pi. But if x is negative, 1 by x will also be negative. And this will throw output between minus pi by 2 to 0, right? So pi by 2 to pi minus pi by 2 to 0. So we do minus pi here. So that ultimately my output, what I require is it, I mean tan inverse 1 by x, and where x is negative. So 1 by x is also negative. So output, what output can I expect? I can expect output to be minus pi by 2 to 0. But if I convert it to cot inverse x, then it gives me output between pi by 2 to pi because x is negative. So that means I do minus pi, right? Now please focus here also. If x is positive, cot inverse 1 by x, I mean 1 by x is positive means 1 by x is also positive. So cot inverse 1 by x will give me output between 0 and pi by 2. And tan inverse x will also give me output between 0 and pi by 2. So cot inverse 1 by x is same as tan inverse x. But when x is less than 0, you can expect the output of this to be pi by 2 to pi, and output of this to be what? Minus pi by 2 to 0, right? When x is negative. But actually it should be pi by 2 to pi. But I am getting minus pi by 2 to 0 if I go by tan inverse x wala formula. So I'll do plus pi when x is negative, right? So I hope it is clear. You may take a screenshot of it because we'll be doing some problems on it. Let me take a quick poll. And with problems, it will definitely become clearer. And basically, formula based, just formula based. Ultimately, you have to remember that and how to keep it at the back of your mind and how to quickly, in case you are confused, how to see it quickly. I have just told you, right? And I hope it is clear. That's it. And it is like, like that. In this case, sine theta is what? 1 by cosec theta. Cos theta is what? 1 by sec theta. Or sec theta is 1 by cos theta, whatever. Same, tan theta is 1 by cot theta is 1 by tan theta. Something like that is happening kind of. So 1 by x, x here, right? So didn't got the value of x in case of tan and cot. Ultimately, you have to remember it. I try to justify so that if you get what I am trying to say, you can, remember when x is negative, I have to be careful. And careful how? If I convert tan inverse 1 by x to be cot inverse x, I have to subtract pi because this gives me output pi by 2 to pi. But here I should be getting output minus pi by 2 to 0. So I'll do minus pi, right? And here you do plus pi. That's it. So clear, right, Daksh? That's what. That's it. So in case there's doubt, please ask. I think with questions anyway, it is going to be quite clear. And thanks for participation in pool. Try to participate in pool so that, So let's move ahead. Now, what about this? So let me tell you, several, other different ways. So one way is, let me show you that one way. Simple, right? And then I'll tell you some other, quick way. I mean, this small type of question, you can just do it like this, right? So, but yes, let's talk about this. So, okay, you should also know this. Cot inverse minus x is what? Pi minus cot inverse x. I mean, we have already discussed this, but you should recollect this part. Cot inverse minus x is what? Pi minus cot inverse x. So it will be what? Cot inverse minus 2 by 3 is what? Pi minus cot inverse 2 by 3, right? Pi minus cot inverse 2 by 3. And so tan pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta, minus tan theta, right? And here you can use that reciprocal thing. Now it has become positive, right? So cot inverse 2 by 3 is what? Tan inverse 3 by 2. Tan inverse 3 by 2. So it becomes what? Minus tan of tan inverse 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. Tan of tan inverse 3 by 2 is what? 3 by 2. So that's it. Minus times tan of tan inverse 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2, right? Or you could have used that one also. I mean, when x is negative, right? When x is negative, what about cot inverse 1 by x? It is pi plus tan inverse x, right? So it will be what? It will be what? Tan of, if I go this way, pi plus tan inverse minus 3 by 2. Now tan inverse minus x is what? Tan inverse minus x is minus tan inverse x, right? So here it becomes tan of pi minus tan inverse 3 by 2. Or you could have done directly also. I mean, it's just fine. All right. So here also you can do directly. But in case you want to go like this, and then it becomes what? Then it becomes tan of pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta. Minus tan inverse 3 by 2. And tan of tan inverse x is what? X. So it becomes what? Minus times 3 by 2. Or you could have gone directly this way. Tan of pi plus theta is what? Tan theta. So tan of tan inverse minus 3 by 2. And minus 3 by 2 is of course in its domain of tan inverse, right? So tan of tan inverse x is x. So it is minus 3 by 2, right? So this is one way. Now let me tell you some other way. I mean, what do you expect this to be? You know, you can expect, in case you don't understand this now what I am saying, don't worry. Anyway, I have shared with you several ways of doing it. One way is this. Another way is, cot inverse 1 by x is what? It is pi plus tan inverse x if x is negative, using that. And then you can go like this. Tan of pi plus theta is what? Tan theta. And tan of tan inverse x is what? X only, always, if x belongs to any real value. So always, right? So or you can go by like this. Tan inverse minus x is what? Minus tan inverse x. So you do it like this, it becomes this. And tan pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta. Like this. All right. Or you can observe this way. Cot inverse minus 2 by cot inverse minus 2 by 3. What do you expect? Output will be between pi by 2 to pi, second quadrant. Now tan in second quadrant is what? Negative. So it will be just reciprocal of it. I mean, if cot theta is minus 2 by 3, what about tan theta? It will be minus 3 by 2. So minus 3 by 2 is answer. Like that also you can think. In case there is doubt, please ask. I shared with you several methods, and let me take a quick poll. So I am sharing with you different ways of thinking so that you are comfortable. ऐसे कर लो, ऐसे भी कर लो यार, ऐसे कर लिया यार, मतलब तो कैसे भी कर लिया. Third method once more. The third method, I think, Rashi, you are talking about the previous slide, the other slide, right? Yeah, last method, I'll just do that. No issues. Sir, how pi is removed? Pi remove नहीं किया. I mean, tan pi minus theta क्या होता है? Minus tan theta. Kamlesh, I think you need to revise your trigonometry part also. I mean, those videos, I think they have been shared. Please revise your trigonometry part also. I mean, tan pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta. So that's how we are doing it, right? Please do that. I mean, just go through the formula once more so that you are very much comfortable and you are confident also. That's it. So, all right, thanks for that. So, please participate in pool here. I mean, in first method, third step. In first method, third step. This, the tan pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta. Aditi. Tan pi minus theta is what? Minus tan theta. Those who are having issue like this, please go and revisit your 11th trigonometry and you would be very comfortable. Just revise the basic, formula. That's it. Voice is breaking in between. I don't know. It should be better now. Thanks for participation in poll. Okay. Yeah. So that's what Harsh. I told them. See, it happens. It happens. It is breaking, huh? Because I'm using best internet here, and the system is my laptop only. So I hope it is not breaking. But in case it is breaking, maybe there's some issue of internet. I mean, maybe at your end or whatever. I mean, maybe. All right. Now let me repeat this part. Listen carefully. This is what basically some angle cot inverse minus 2 by 3. Some angle, right? So theta, if I'm talking, this is what tan theta is being asked. So theta is what? Cot inverse minus 2 by 3, which means cot theta is what? Okay, it is already written. Cot theta is what? Minus 2 by 3. So if cot theta is minus 2 by 3, what would be tan theta? It will always be minus 3 by 2, reciprocal. Why? Because any quadrant it is, both tan and cot positive, both tan and cot negative, both tan and cot positive, both tan and cot negative, right? So this will always follow. So this is a quick insight that I just shared with you. In case it is not so comfortable, don't worry much. I mean, there are so many other ways, and they are also quite quick. I mean, simple, right? So that's it. All right. So handle minus sign like this only. I mean, it's all right. Now you know so many other. You need not do it this way only. You can do it other ways also. All right. So that's it. Now, what about this sec of cos inverse 2 by 3? Who will answer? Sec of cos inverse 2 by 3. 3 by 2. Correct. Correct. So you can see it like this, sec of sec inverse 3 by 2. And 3 by 2 is, in its domain, sec inverse ke domain mein. So it becomes 3 by 2. Right? That's it. Khatam. Right? I hope it is clear. right? So let me ask you something here. Let me take a quick poll. Please participate. Thank you for your participation. Now, what about this? Sec of cos inverse 0. Correct. Hirsch, you are so smart. Not defined. So everyone seems like now sir is asking something and he's creating a question. Most likely it is not defined because he generally tests us on that only. Yes, yeah, it is. It is indeed not defined, right? Because cos inverse 0 is like pi by 2, and you know sec pi by 2 is not defined. That's it, right? It is not defined. No probabilities. Okay, Daksh is sure it has to be either not defined or we can't say anything or it depends. So yes. So I hope it is clear. So with this clarity has come, right? Very important clarity. That's it. Not defined. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. Sign off. Everyone, please pay attention here. Now x is less than 0, right? So I can write, tan inverse 1 by x will be what? It will be pi plus, pi plus cot inverse x. Is it not? Tan inverse 1 by x is what? Pi plus नहीं होगा, sorry. Minus pi plus होगा, right? Minus pi plus cot inverse x. Let's check it out. I mean, what is that? Yes. So tan inverse 1 by x is if x is less than 0 minus pi plus cot inverse x, right? That's it. Simple, right? So so this becomes what? Sine of now tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is what? Pi by 2, right? And here it is what? Minus pi. So it becomes what? Sine of minus pi by 2, which is minus 1, right? So let me take a quick poll in case there is doubt, please ask. See, 10, if x is less than 0, we know tan inverse 1 by x I can write as what? Minus pi plus cot inverse x. Or cot inverse x minus pi, whatever. I mean, so this becomes what? Pi by 2, tan inverse x plus cot inverse x. So pi by 2 minus pi. Khatam, simple. So let me take a quick poll. And of course, let me ask you something else also so that it is crystal clear. All right. What about sine of tan inverse x plus tan inverse 1 by x for x greater than 0? So thanks for participation in poll. Try to participate in poll so that I have stopped the poll. 1. Yes, excellent, excellent, excellent. So it will be what? Basically, it will be sine of when x is greater than 0, tan inverse 1 by x is what? Cot inverse x only, right? And this is what? Sine of pi by 2. Why? Because tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is always pi by 2. This is one. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Right? Good. Every one of you is able to understand. That's great. That's it. In this question, we get minus 1 because x is less than 0. If x is greater than 0, 1. That's it. Simple. Right. All right. So buckle up your seats. We are again moving to some other subtopic. And yes, starting part, conceptual part is very important. All right. Very important. All right. Array, quizzes. See, quiz is something inbuilt, yeah. If it is not coming, it is not there. It's not that someone else is taking more quizzes or in some other batch more quizzes are being taken. It's nothing like that. And I can't create quiz like this. All right. I try to create hotspot, and believe me, I try to ask so many little questions here and there so that your clarity is great, right? So yes, you make some hotspots, sir. Hey, let's not be so much after quiz and hotspot and all those things. Let's be after learning. All right. And let me tell you, here I have not created hotspot, but then effectively I have asked you a quiz only. What about this, right? And in previous question also I asked you something, right? What about this? It is not defined. So that's there. I mean, see, if there is any internet issue, if quizzes are not so many according to you, and all those issues are not related to me, so let me also clarify. I mean, when you rate me, don't consider these things. I mean, internet or lagging or voice not clear or video not clear and all those things is not in my hand. I mean, right? And of course number of quizzes are also not in my hand, right? That's there. Right? So here we go. And yes, try to compete when I'm asking something. Try to be the first one to say not defined. ND, not defined. All right. And yes, it happens in other batches of mine. When I say, okay, right, you got it right, and someone types, sir, I answered first, sir. And then I scroll back. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You answered first. You answered first. Competitiveness, I understand among students, but then yes. All right. So hey, I'm switching back, to private mode. Everyone, please pay attention so that everyone understands it in one go. All right. Now, sine inverse x, when x is greater than 0, I want to convert to other inverses. So let's say, what about cos inverse, right? What about uh, tan inverse, cosec inverse, and what sec inverse and cot inverse, right? Now, some things are so clear. I mean, see, in terms of cos inverse x, I could have said directly pi by 2 minus sine inverse x is what? Pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Simple. But then here we are using some other way. I mean, that base perpendicular hypotenuse wala outlook. All right. So that way we are trying to look. So please pay attention here. This sine inverse x is some angle, right? So if theta is sine inverse x, x is what? Sine theta. Right? X is sine theta. So I can, since x is positive, I can see sine theta is equal to x by 1. And I can treat this x as perpendicular and 1 as hypotenuse. This is the theta that we are talking about. All right. This is the angle that we are talking about. Right. So, so I can see this x by 1 in the terms of perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So x becomes kind of my perpendicular. 1 is my hypotenuse. So what about base? Base will be under root 1 minus x square. Right. And x is greater than 0. So I can consider it as a length or length of a side. That's what we want. That's what I mean. Now, sine theta is x by 1, which is perpendicular by hypotenuse. That is my outlook. What about cos theta? Cos theta is what? Under root 1 minus x square divided by 1, right? So base by hypotenuse. What about sec theta? 1 by cos theta, it will be 1 by under root 1 minus x square, right? What about tan theta? Tan theta is basically perpendicular by base, right? So that's it. So here, if I see cos theta is under root 1 minus x square by 1. So it is like under root 1 minus x square. So it becomes what? If I can convert sine inverse x as cos inverse under root 1 minus x square. All right. Sine inverse x I can write as tan inverse. Of course, x should be greater than 0. Tan inverse x by under root 1 minus x square. Perpendicular by base. Base by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse I'm seeing as 1, right? Cosec inverse x. Cosec inverse is straightforward. I mean, cosec inverse, sine inverse x is always cosine inverse 1 by x. And you can understand it this way also. Sine inverse x, cosec inverse will be, sine inverse x is equal to cosec inverse 1 by x. Reciprocal, which we had seen earlier, right? So it is like what? Hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Sec inverse, what would it be? Sec inverse 1 by under root 1 minus x square, hypotenuse upon base, right? And what about cot inverse? So I can write, because see, x is positive, so overall it is positive. I can take it as reciprocal only, right? Or I can see it this way also, base upon perpendicular. So base upon perpendicular. That's it. Now, what about cos inverse x? What about cos inverse x? I can convert cos inverse x in terms of sine inverse term or tan inverse term or cosec inverse term or sec inverse term or cot inverse term, right? Now, if it is cos inverse x, similarly, I can see it as cos inverse x by 1. So x, I can see it as base and 1 is hypotenuse, right? So because x is greater than 0, right? So x, I can see it as length of base and it is like x by 1 kind of, right? And 1 I can see as hypotenuse. So what will be perpendicular? Under root 1 minus x square. So sine in, of course, cos inverse x I can quickly write as what? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. It will hold always. All right, it will hold always, even if x is negative. Even if x is negative, right? but at times, this kind of manipulation is quicker, right? So that's why I'm letting you know. So it will be what? Sine inverse perpendicular by hypotenuse. What is perpendicular? One under root 1 minus x square. And what is hypotenuse? 1. So under root 1 minus x square by 1, right? What about tan inverse? Tan inverse perpendicular by base. Cosec inverse. Cosec inverse is what? Hypotenuse by perpendicular, right? Sec inverse is what? Sec inverse 1 by x. You can see it this way also. I mean, cos inverse x is sec inverse 1 by x always, even if x is negative, right? Same here. Sin inverse x is cosec inverse 1 by x, even if x is negative, right? So, but you can see it this way also. Here we are anyway talking about x greater than 0. You can see it this way also. Hypotenuse by base. Hypotenuse by base. And what about cot inverse? It is base upon perpendicular. So base is x, perpendicular is under root 1 minus x square. Right? So in case there is doubt, please ask. Let me take a quick poll. So these are the conversions. With questions, it would be even more clear and quicker also. Why? Here we are thinking in terms of x. लिखने में भी जोर आता है कि हाँ हाँ सर बढ़िया हुआ आप लिख रहे हो. अगर कह देते कि यार साइन इनवर्स का ये तो कॉस इनवर्स का तो आप कर ही लोगे. क्या सर कैसे कर लेंगे? लिखो प्लीज लिखो. So yes, so yeah, I have written everything, right? I have not left it as a homework or something, right? So that's it. So I think it is quite clear. It should be quite clear. So tan is sin inverse. नहीं समझ आया. Tan and sin inverse. Hey, sin inverse x है, उसको tan inverse क्या लिख सकते हो? Sin inverse x I am seeing as perpendicular and 1 I am seeing as hypotenuse. So sin inverse perpendicular by hypotenuse is tan inverse perpendicular by base. So perpendicular is x, base is under root 1 minus x square, right? Correct. I hope it is clear. Sahi. What is advantage of VSET? Vedantu test. Hey, you should ask someone from administration side, because I mean I am not involved anyway here. I mean VSET. We'll get a scholarship. Maybe yes, there is some scholarship involved there. But then yes, for more details, kindly contact your academic mentor. Ding dong. All right. So can we take? Hey, contact your academic mentor for details. Yeah, I'm not very much aware of all those things. Can you take? Can you not take? Or can you just take it with no benefit or with no possible difference? I mean, that may all be there. I mean, you understand? So thanks for participation in poll. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Okay, someone is saying scholarship of 40% they have got. Hey, don't burn anyone's heart here. I will just I'm saying. All right. So all right. So here, hey, everyone, please pay attention here. Please pay attention here. Let me do it this way. I'm removing this part in the sense it is there in next slide. Don't worry. Because I created, different slide already so that everyone is comfortable. And I can use this whole space just for this. Please pay attention. Now x is less than 0. So what about sine inverse x in terms of other things, right? So you can go this way, all right, or some of these things you can do directly also. Sine inverse x is what? It is always cosec inverse 1 by x, even if x is negative, even if x is negative. So cosec inverse conversion is straightforward, right? No need to go this round way like this. No need to go. So cosec inverse 1 by x, right? So that's there. Now, what do you expect tan inverse wala thing? Sin inverse x, if x is negative, gives between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So, okay, let me show you it this way so that it is even clearer. All right. Cosec inverse 1 by x is always sin inverse x, right? Given that x is not 0, of course. All right. And x can be between minus 1 close to 1 close, but not 0. That's it. So, sin inverse x, if x is negative, I can write this as sin inverse of minus x. Now, this minus x is what? Positive. This minus x is positive now because x is negative, right? If x is positive, this is how we do it, right? In terms of base perpendicular hypotenuse. Very effective thing. Please see it carefully. I mean, get the essence of it. All right. रटने की जरूरत नहीं है. The essence of it you should get. If x is positive, quick conversion in terms of what? Base, perpendicular, hypotenuse, right? Right. And here, if it is negative, we do it this way. I mean, or we can think it this way. We can do it directly also, but then yes, at least for your understanding, let me explain this at least once. All right. So sine inverse minus of minus x, I can write, right? X. So minus x is what? Now positive. And sine inverse of minus t is minus sine inverse t, right? That's there always. This becomes this, right? Now minus x is what? Something positive. So I can consider, minus x to be what? Perpendicular divided by 1 to be hypotenuse, right? Because minus x is now positive, x is negative, so minus x is positive. So I can think it in terms of, you know, perpendicular length. All right. So what would be the base? It will be 1, it will be what? Under root 1 minus perpendicular square. I mean, hypotenuse square minus perpendicular square under root. So it becomes under root 1 minus x square. That's it. Now, what about cos inverse? I mean, so I can see it as, minus outside, so it comes as it is, and it becomes what? Cos inverse of base upon hypotenuse. That's it. What about sec inverse? Or let's talk about tan inverse first. So minus tan inverse perpendicular upon base. So minus x upon under root 1 minus x square, which is same as what? Which is same as tan inverse x by under root 1 minus x square. See, you did not remember all those things by heart. You should know how we are converting. That's it, right? If x is positive, think in terms of base, perpendicular, hypotenuse. If x is negative, then think in terms of this, and then use base, perpendicular, hypotenuse, right? So tan inverse of minus t is what? Minus tan inverse t. So when this minus comes outside, it becomes plus. That's it. Now what about sec? इधर से भी directly कर सकते हो. It becomes what? Minus sec inverse 1 by under root 1 minus x square. Or you can do it this way also. Minus times sec inverse hypotenuse divided by base, right? And cosec inverse we know anyway. And what about cot inverse? Cot inverse will be what? Minus times cot inverse, because minus is there outside, right? So it will come everywhere kind of. And sine inverse minus x, and minus x is positive here, right? So I can write it as cot inverse base upon perpendicular. So it becomes under root 1 minus x square. And what is perpendicular? Minus x. Minus x. Right? That's it. So it becomes minus cot inverse under root 1 minus x square divided by minus x. Right? So essentially it becomes what? Cot inverse minus t is what? Pi minus cot inverse t. So you can write even like this. So it becomes pi minus cot inverse. So I'm just showing, but things are so direct. I mean, you just think in terms of base, perpendicular, hypotenuse, and no need to do much as such. I mean, so it becomes what? Basically, it becomes uh, minus pi plus cot inverse under root 1 minus x square divided by x. And here you can see that tan inverse 1 by x, right, is minus pi plus cot inverse x if x is negative, right? So this is negative, right? X is negative, under root 1 minus x square is anyway positive, under rooted expression. So this is negative. So what are we using? We are using basically this. So from this also you can get it. See, tan inverse 1 by x is what? Minus pi plus cot inverse x if x is less than 0. So same thing is happening here, right? It is like minus pi plus cot inverse reciprocal of this. Khatam, right? So let me take a quick, or let me not take poll as such. I mean, this is theoretical quite. I mean, with application, it would be much more clear, right? So that's it. So I hope everyone saw it and got a feel of it. All right. So when x is positive, directly we convert, think in terms of what? Base, perpendicular, hypotenuse. With example, it would be crystal clear. All right. And when x is negative, then we kind of make it positive this way and then use the same base, perpendicular, hypotenuse. That's it, right? All right. And now what about this? All right, here what do we do? Again, same. When x is negative, we are talking about when x is negative. So cos inverse, why did we take minus sign after every function? Hey, minus is there, right? It is minus here. So I am just converting this using base perpendicular hypotenuse. This, this, this. And this minus remains as it is, right? This minus remains as it is. Is it clear, Daksh? Clear, right? That's it. So same here, I mean cos inverse x. So I'll write what? Cos inverse minus of minus x. And what about cos inverse minus t? It is pi minus cos inverse t. And this is positive. So this I can see as base upon hypotenuse. And hypotenuse I can see as 1. And so this becomes my, perpendicular. Now let me just convert for, a couple of things. Sine and cos, sine and tan. Sine inverse, tan inverse, I'll convert, rest is clear. I mean, sec inverse is directly clear. Sec inverse, it will be what? 1 by x, always. Cos inverse x is sec inverse 1 by x. We know this, right? Could you show some examples? Ashwin, as I told you, there are questions to come. Please have patience, right? So there are questions to come. Don't worry, yaar. I mean, still, yeah. I mean, just theoretically, we are doing something. All right. Just like theoretical in class and practical in laboratory, right? So we are laboratory, we are visiting, we are about to visit. Just this slide, right? Just bear with me, and there are questions to come, right? And so here, sec inverse 1 by x. Cos inverse x is always sec inverse 1 by x, right? Now, what about sine inverse? So you can see it this way. It will be what? Pi minus cos inverse minus x, right? And minus x is positive. So sine inverse, it will be what? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. Perpendicular is this, and hypotenuse is anyway 1. So this is in terms of sine inverse, right? In terms of tan inverse, pi minus tan inverse, perpendicular by base, perpendicular by base, right? So ultimately, this is what? Pi plus tan inverse under root 1 minus x square divided by x. Because tan inverse minus t is what? Minus tan inverse t. So minus minus becomes plus. And similarly, you can go for cot inverse also. So kitne 1 2 3 4. Sorry, 1 2 3 4. So what remains? Cot inverse remains, cosec inverse remains. So similarly, you can convert. So cosec inverse will be what? Okay, let me do it quickly. It will be pi minus cosec inverse. In terms of cosec inverse, it will be this, right? And in terms of cot inverse, you can see tan inverse, this is what? Negative. So it will be what? Minus pi plus. So here it will be what? Pi plus minus pi plus cot inverse reciprocal. X by under root 1 minus. यार बहुत चिंगाल हो गया भाई साहब. Just a minute. So this will be what? See, tan inverse, it is negative, right? So what do I do? Pi plus all right. So it is what? Pi plus minus pi plus cot inverse, we do reciprocal when this inside thing is negative. So that's it, reciprocal. Khatam. So it becomes what? Basically, it becomes this only, cot inverse x by under root 1 minus x square, right? So hey, everyone, please pay attention here. Aare beech mein don't type anything. I'll give you time for your doubt. If you are typing something, you are at loss. I mean, because you'll miss what I have just told. So why did I do this? Simple, right? Here we have seen this, right? Tan inverse something is equal to minus pi plus cot inverse reciprocal of it when this inside is negative. Khatam. So this is what we do it this way, right? Or we could have done it directly also. So directly, what would it have happened? It would have been again pi minus. It would have been what? Cot inverse base upon perpendicular. So likewise, all right. So yes, what is doubt? So do we have to remember all this? No, you don't have to remember. I just, did it. I mean, since it was there in slide, generally I show it directly by example. You don't have to remember as such. This isn't it pi plus sine inverse? No, it is not pi plus. It is pi minus, right? Pi minus sine inverse perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Khatam, right? So when it is positive, directly use base perpendicular hypotenuse. When it is negative, convert it to positive. That's it. That's it. All right. So let's jump on to the laboratory part. All right. Now what is this? Everyone please pay attention and don't type unnecessarily, because you may lose something. Cos inverse 1 by 3, right? So it is like what? It is like this. So 1 is base, 3 is hypotenuse. So what would it be? It would be 2 root 2. So I can say, see, it is positive, right? So sine inverse base by hypotenuse, I am looking at it like that. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse. And what about sine of sine inverse this? 2 root 2 by 3. Khatam. Right? So let me take a quick poll in case there is doubt, please ask. So cos inverse, I am seeing this as what? Base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. So what would be the perpendicular? 3 square minus 1 square under root. Yes. So cos inverse 1 by 3 I can write as sine inverse perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Sine of sine inverse x is what? X. Khatam. Right? Khatam. That's it. So thanks for quick participation. So that's what. Now let's compare this. Thanks for participation in poll. Now let's compare this. We did this. I mean, what the? Why so much? So this is just simple, just to give you, feel. Otherwise, just by example, we could have done it. All right. So, and when it is negative, we try to make it positive and then do it. And how do we do it? What song was that? Hey, let's forget that. I mean, that was some, spiritual song which says that world is a very bad place. Not spiritual as such, but yes, I mean, not bad place. Just that so much, you know, pain is there in this world. So that way, all right. So maybe the way I sung it, it gives exact that feeling. No, not Kannada. Sanskrit. Just I spoke one line, so you can say anything what you want. But yes, if you listen completely, it's Sanskrit actually. Right. So here we go. Hey, so much it has been done directly. Base perpendicular hypotenuse. Base perpendicular hypotenuse. We are done with it. That's it. So let's take some negative example. And if it does not come, I'll create it. So it comes, right? Hey, everyone, please pay attention. Please pay attention. I'm switching it off. All right. So can we solve this by identities? We can do it otherwise. But then we are using identity only. This is also identity. But to get exact value, we are doing like this, right? Now, please pay attention. Negative has come, right? Sign of cos inverse minus 1 by 3. Now, one base I use this. Cos inverse of minus x is what? Pi minus cos inverse x. We know this, right? So I use pi minus cos inverse 1 by 3. Now, sine of pi minus theta is what? Sine theta. Sine of pi minus theta is what? Sine theta. Now, cos inverse 1 by 3. Cos inverse 1 by 3. This is the previous question. Sine of cos inverse 1 by 3. So I'll use what? 1 my base, 3 my hypotenuse. So perpendicular is what? 2 root 2. So I can write it as what? Sine of sine inverse 2 root 2 by 3. All right. So it becomes what? 2 root 2 by 3. Khatam. All right. So in case there is doubt, please ask. That's it. So of course, when you are doing it, after this step, you'll write directly this. I mean, I'm showing you that this can be converted in terms of, base perpendicular hypotenuse. Crystal clear it should be. I mean, no need to, show this directly. Khatam hai yaar. I mean, it's like that. Right? So the negative part also we have taken. So more questions will come. Don't worry. Some a bit, theoretical part. Thoda question also it will be there. So don't worry. I mean, but it should be like clear. So simple, right? Sir, why did you do that? Waste of time, sir. And so much anxiety we felt. डरा दिया sir आपने. Simple, right? So okay, एक minute. Saket is asking something. I'm sorry. I hope I have not missed any other question. So if sign value is positive or negative, the answer is same. No. How sign value negative positive? Basically cos inverse minus 1 by 3. Okay, let me answer on that part. But it is not that way. I mean, it's not negative positive kind of. ये negative positive हो रहा है. Inside sign, it's not negative positive. Why? Because cos inverse minus 1 by 3 is not minus cos inverse 1 by 3 or something. All right. So I hope it is clear. Thanks for participation in poll, or please participate. I mean in poll. All right. And thanks for participation in poll. Let's move ahead. All right. So hey, someone asked. I don't know someone. How? Who? Someone? I think. Let me be specific. Saket. Saket is saying positive, negative. So फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा है यार. Same answer आ रहा है यार. Not like that. Not like that. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. So let me. Hey, everyone, please pay attention. All right. Cos inverse 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is positive. Cos inverse will throw value between 0 and pi by 2. So sine of some angle between 0 and pi by 2. What do I expect? I expect positive value. This is what I have got. Right? Now what about this? Cos inverse of something negative. I'll expect value between pi by 2 to pi, right? Cos inverse of something negative, I'll expect value to be somewhere between pi by 2 to pi. Second quadrant. Sine of some angle between pi by 2 to pi. What answer, positive or negative? What do I expect? I expect positive only. Why? Because sine is positive in second quadrant, right? So I hope it is clear. So I think Saket had asked, right? Saket, I hope it is clear. Even Norman, I'll answer you in case, Saket, is it clear, right? Clear, right? That's it. So it's not, see, it's not cos inverse minus 1 by 3 is minus cos inverse 1 by 3. So you can't straight away say कि sine में चीज negative हो गई. It is between pi by 2 to pi, second quadrant. All right. एक minute. Norman is saying something. Hey, don't comment unnecessarily because it flashes up. And I'm using laptop in, this bada screen. That flashing is slow because so much space is there. So if sine inverse comes in place of cos inverse, then we don't want to take that pi now. If sine inverse comes in place of cos inverse, hey, in this, of course we would not. Why would we do anything like that? Basically, sine inverse minus x is what? Minus sine inverse x. So what about sine of sine inverse minus 1 by 3? What would this be? This will be straight away minus 1 by 3. Sine of sine inverse x is x, as long as x is in the domain, right? So I hope this is what you were asking, kind of, I believe. And in case something else you were asking, please ask again. I mean, that's common. Or just say, okay, if it is the same thing, you may say got it or okay, like that. So instead of cos inverse, sine inverse, if you take, it is direct, right? Hey, what? Don't lie on all those, please don't. Hey, where is that Norman? Norman, or I'm not sure what exactly, but I'm calling Norman in case it is something else. So maybe he has gone for washroom or something or what after asking question. But in previous slide, I saw pi in sine inverse. How? Where is pi here? There's no pi. I think it should be fine, Norman. There is no pi as such. And I have also answered this way. All right. Theory part. Hey, theory part. See, let's stick on application part. I mean, theory part I already discussed, right? And you saw all these steps. And I believe there shouldn't be any doubt. If you look at it, I think it would be clear, Norman. I'm quite sure because we have done, stepwise. Unfortunately, you are seeing things. Hey, you are talking to me or someone else, Ashwin? I am not sure. I mean, maybe Norman. Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about this. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Attention. Stand at ease. So not like that way, but attention means focus. All right. Posture, you may be like this, but please listen carefully. That's the whole point. All right. Anyway, sine of tan inverse 1 by x. X is positive, right? So x is positive means what? Again, I'll go by that way. If this is the angle that I'm considering, so what is this? Is perpendicular by base, perpendicular by base. X is positive, so I can take it as a side length. I can see it this way. What is hypotenuse? This. So what will be sine? Oh. So let me use let me solve this here, and for other I'll use the dedicated slide. So this will be what? Oh yeah, I want to show difference here only. Let me not waste space. Let me go this way. So this will be what? Sine of sine inverse perpendicular by hypotenuse. Perpendicular by hypotenuse. So it becomes what? 1 by under root 1 plus x square. That's it. That's it. All right. Now, what about this? X is less than 0, right? So one way of doing this is this. So let me do it in front of you so that everyone is clear. So please pay attention because I'm putting so much effort here. I could have shown you the slide, but I am writing so that when I'm writing, You are following कि yes इसके बाद ये, and you have that time to think also. All right. Otherwise कि इसके बाद ये हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, and some of you will you may say कि हाँ 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 sir, and some of you may be क्या हाँ हाँ एक चुप रहे देखने दे. So to accommodate everyone. So sine of tan inverse 1 by x when x is less than 0. So this is negative. So I directly may not use this. So I'll have to create what? The same way. Tan inverse 1 by minus of minus x I can write. So this becomes what? Sine of tan inverse minus t is what? Minus tan inverse t. So minus tan inverse 1 by minus x. Now minus x is positive. If x is negative, minus x is positive. Right? So please pay attention. Perpendicular by base, and this hypotenuse will be what? 1 square plus minus x ka whole square under root. So it becomes this. Right? So sine of minus theta is what? Minus sine theta. So minus sine, and it will be okay. Let me write each and every step so that everyone is fine. Right? Sine of minus theta is what? Minus sine theta. Now tan inverse of perpendicular by base. X is negative, so minus x is positive. I can see it as length of base, something like that. So yes, so it will be what? Minus sine of, it will be what? Sine inverse tan inverse perpendicular by base. So it is perpendicular by hypotenuse. So this is what basically. This is basically minus 1 by under root 1 plus x square. Minus as it is outside, and sine of sine inverse alpha is always alpha, right? If alpha is between minus 1 and 1, which it is anyway. So in case there is doubt, please ask. So for second part, minus 1 by under root 1 plus x square is answer. For first part, 1 by under root 1 plus x square is answer. That's it. And I have used the same way that I did in theoretical part, right? That's it. So yes, this is a bit of theoretical question. If it is, with numbers, how we manipulate, right? How do we manipulate, we convert it, we use first what? Cos inverse minus x is what? Pi minus cos inverse x. Sin inverse minus x is what? Minus sin inverse x. And then we may use this. That's it. All right. So okay, some question is coming. Why we are taking minus of minus x? We can take alone minus x now. Hey, x and minus x is not generally the same unless x is 0, which is not allowed here. I mean, so we take what? X I can write as minus of minus x, right? Because 2 times minus is coming, right? That's it. Is it clear, Harish? X I can't write minus x, right? So I can write minus of minus x, right? And minus x is positive here. So tan inverse minus or minus x I can write as minus tan inverse 1 by minus x. That's it. Right? Harish, I hope it is clear. How did we replace tan with sine? Hey, tan in base perpendicular hypotenuse, right? So it is, I am seeing this as perpendicular by base. So it is what? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. That's it. Right? Okay, Daksh is saying got my mistake. Okay. Daksh, okay, fine. Okay. And okay, sir, Harish. In place of tan pi plus tan inverse is with respect to. Surya, I'm not sure what you are asking at. I mean, just tan, I don't know what you are asking. Sir, is sir in minus of minus x whole square? How should we calculate? It's confusing. Where is this minus of minus x whole square is coming? See, maybe you are getting confused here. It is what? Under root perpendicular square plus base square. So base is what? Minus x ka whole square. So it becomes what? 1 plus x square only, right? I hope Norman it is clear. Maybe you are asking here. Otherwise, I don't think, I am not sure what you are asking. Right? Okay, right? Clear. Hey, what about Surya Prakash ji? Mishra ji? What are you? I am not sure what you are asking. In place of tan inks p 10. See, whatever you write, I try to interpret also. Okay, no doubt, Surya Prakash. All right. I try to interpret, but if I don't get any interpretation, I request you to write it bit. So great. So let's move ahead. Thanks for participation in pool, and try to participate in pool also. Yeah. But yes, can't see that. Acha, wapas, sorry, by mistake it clicked again. It got clicked again. Pool. I stopped it. It might have happened that way. Okay, thanks for participation in pool. Let's move ahead. Right. So I hope it is clear. See, this is the same thing. So we get 1 by under root 1 plus x square. Then the same question, dedicated slide. I did it on 1 so that it is clear. So it becomes minus 1 by 1 plus x. Simple. Now, please, it is a quiz. X is less than 0. You may use the same, method that we just used, and then let me share a trick with you. That's it. And then we are done for today. Though some slides remain, but then maybe we'll take it next time. We'll take it next time. All right. Because I have session at 9 today again. So uh, please see the question. Let me give you maybe 2 minute time, though I intend to end it earlier. So the same way you can use. All right. So here we go. I mean, since it is a quiz, hey, everyone is so sure of the answer. Huh? You're so quick in answering. कुछ तो गड़बड़ कर रहे हो भाई. How can you be so quick in answering? Yeah. 65% of you participated already, and I thought I will give you 2 minute time. Maybe I should say you don't deserve 2 minute time. Okay, maybe everyone is trying their. I hope you are not doing like akkad bakkad bambe bo 80 90 pure so like this. Okay, acha A are okay A. Let A be the answer. I hope you are not doing like that. All right, some 70-80% of you participated. Let me give 20 seconds more. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Some 85% of you have participated. And yes, this is what 51% or 51.5% of you have got it right. B is the right answer. So how would you do it? Let me do it, and then I'll share a thing with you, and then we are done. Right? So it becomes what? Cos of tan inverse. Again, I'm going by the minus of minus x this way. So this becomes what? Cos of minus tan inverse 1 by minus x. Now cos of minus theta is same as cos theta, right? We know this. Cos of minus theta is same as cos theta. So it is what? Cos of tan inverse 1 by minus x. Now this is like what? This is like this. 1 is perpendicular, minus x is base. So it will be what? Hypotenuse 1 plus 1 square plus minus x ka whole square. So it is like 1 plus x square under root. So this becomes what? Cos of cos inverse base upon hypotenuse. So this will be what? Minus x divided by under root 1 plus x square. B is the answer. I hope everyone got it. Everyone is saying easy, easy, easy. All right. So let me show you the leaderboard, and then let me quickly, share the thing with you. This is the leaderboard. Please have a look at it. All right. So after this, 1, 2. No. Yeah. So it is like 1, 2. After this, 2 questions remain. We'll take it next time. All right. So thanks for your participation, and this is the leaderboard. All right. And so let's move ahead. First time I was on the top 3. Great, Daksh. I'm so happy for you. See, and let me talk about whatever next time. I mean, the remaining question we'll take next time. That's it. That's it. All the best. Bye. I didn't feel the time going. Yes, but time is up, and 9 o'clock I have class here. So let me just show you at least the solution part. B is the right answer, and this is the solution, and which I did in front of you anyway, right? So that's it. Bye. All the best. Have a nice time ahead. All right. Good night. And I have a class. I'm not sure if you have a class, but then I have a class. And then that's it. Thank you. Please be on time next time. I mean, in next class tomorrow. Please be in time. And also make sure that you go through this session again. Just see the notes at least so that you are comfortable. Right? Chalo, bye, 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 bye. Bye. All the best. Good night. Sweet dreams.